Hey guys, we're going to be going back to Dark Ifrit on Global Dark Visions number 15. My previous clear did about, I think it was like 8.5 billion last week. But this week I pulled and got myself a Tifa, so we're going back and trying to damage cap. So this is going to be the team we use. It's very similar to the previous team I did. I'm just swapping Terra for Tifa, who's going to do more damage, hopefully. I moved some gear around. I changed the actions per turn. So I will post an updated turn chart in the comments, and I will show the gear and all after the fact. But let's give it a try and see if this works before I spend time explaining a fight that may need further adjustments. Okay, so it is very similar to the previous clear I did. We're going to be using Aerith to dual cast Bar Farega and Bar Stonera. Ling is going to shift. She's going to, let's see, Celestial combo step, Magnus, and Rallying Dance. And then on turn 1, we're going to quad SR with the 4 remaining units to get the chain count score done, because we're not chaining on the kill turn. So now the passive provoker on this party are both Aerith and Tifa. They're both passive provoking in the base form. That way each of them can like take turns shifting, and that way we can gear all the DPS forms for pure DPS. And then when one has to shift, the other takes over provoking, etc. Alright, so Aerith on this turn is going to dual cast Reflect and her upgraded Protectica. Alright. Let's see. Ling is going to triple. We're going to Dragon's Bite to stack it up. We're going to Celestial Dance to fill LB. And we're going to Passionate Performance. And like I explained in previous videos, if you're not using mitigation, that could be potentially very painful, but we are using mitigation. Alright, we're going to stack Zidane. We're going to shift Tifa and get a stack of her LB as well. Go ahead and wait for this to finish. I don't want to do any chaining whatsoever. Alright. And we're going to get a stack of Louise as well. And Arden will rally and cry. Alright. So we're miraging the physical attacks this turn. Let's see. We're going to dual cast Reflect and Shelga this time. Actually, we can just Reflect Fire Resist. Is actually even better. That'll make the boss immune to Louise. Let me actually update my chart. That's actually more efficient. Reflect, Fire, Resist. There we go. Alright, what else are we doing on turn 3? We are, let's see, Ling is going to triple. We're going to Dragon's Bite again to stack it up. We're going to Refreshing Twirl. And we're going to Passionate. Zidane will just punch. Let's see, we're going to go back to the base form with Tifa and Rallying Cry. Arden is going to Rallying Cry. Alright, so we did get Louise's LB this turn with this change in actions we've done. So we're going to go to the base form of Louise and just quad cast Ionic Fire Blaster for LB fill. Alright, so I'm actually going to have to change what I'm doing a little bit because of that. Let's see. Let me update this real quick. Alright, base form. Ionic times 4. Which means we need to shift on this turn. Which means I'm updating my turn chart right now, so give me just a moment, guys. So we're going to... Okay, this time we need to... Clean movement. Okay, one second. Clean movement. No, this is... Yeah, we need Mirage. Okay, so clean on Lings. We need Mirage. We need clean movement plus Refreshing Twirl plus Passionate. Okay, seems fine. Yeah, that. Okay, so in that case, we're going to shift Louise on this turn. and LB while the boss's buffs are still up. So there we go. So now Louise is stacked twice. Let's go ahead and LB Zidane as well. So Zidane is stacked twice. Avalanche Tifa is stacked up. Yeah, so the whole party is stacked up to the maximum for the stacking skills. Perfect. So now we're going to use Ling to go to the base form. And as you can see, I'm adjusting my team as I work on this. So we're dispelling. We need Mirage for Louise. So refreshing for her, because she's not earth resisting in this form. And then we're going to Passionate Performance just to fill LB gauge. Okay, perfect. Which means we now need to dual cast Resistances with Cetra. And then these two can just Rally and Cry twice. Okay, so we should be immune to damage still because of the Mirage. There's one. Yep, we're good. Okay, let's go back to the base form with Louise. Alright, so turn 5. Louise is going to just tactical just to pass her turn. I explained the reason for this in the last video. We need to shift Arden and cool down him this turn. And the shift form, we can just rally in with Tifa. We can just repeat with Aerith. Ling. Alright, Zidane in the base form is going to sing this turn. Ling this turn can either Earth Resist or Refreshing Twirl. We'll go ahead and just Earth Resist for the safety from Titan. So Barstone go. Okay. Okay, very nice. Turn 6, we're going to Rejuvenating Dance with Ling. This is to unlock triple cast. Tifa, Rallying, Arden, back to the base form. Rallying on this turn. Louise just refreshes, and Aerith just refreshes. Yeah, we're just chilling for now. Okay. Turn 7 is an Imperil turn. We're going to be dispelling this round. And there's the Imperil. Excellent. Alright, we're going to, let's see, Ling is going to triple. We're going to dispel everyone with clean movement. We're going to... Oh, wait a minute. No, we're going to Passionate for the fill and then Refreshing Twirl for Mirage, because we're shifting Louise this turn. And she's not using Earth Resist. We're going to shift Louise. We're going to Gun Imperil. It's time to start getting ready for the kill. This is Gun Imperil, right? Yeah. Yeah, Gun Imperil. Alright, let's see. We're going to LB with Arden in the base form. We're going to Rally and Cry Tifa. And we're going to just resist with Aerith. Okay, perfect. Alright, turn 8, we're going to shift Aerith this turn, and this is the reason that we're, one of the reasons that we are provoking with Tifa as well. Tifa is going to LB this turn. Hey, okay, so Tifa is going to base form LB this turn. This is for the 125% Water Imperil and the Fist Imperil. Aerith will shift it LB for the stats. Wait for Tifa to finish because I don't want to cap this at all. As you can see, Tifa is a little strong. Alright, that's good. Okay, Arden is going to mod boost this turn. It's very helpful to write a list of what you're doing, which is what I'm using right now. Alright, we're going to Tactical Armor with Louise in the base form. We're shifting to the base form. And then Ling in the shift form is going to Hunter Stance for the Beast Killer. We're going to Celestial Dance for the LB fill, and we're going to Magnus. This is going to refill Aerith, because we're going to use her LB again soon. Okay. Yeah, Tifa's provoking now, as you can see. Alright, Tifa, base form, is going to Magnus for the Water Amplify. Ling is going to shift. We're going to triple. We're going to Enthrall for the Dagger Imperil, Disarming Movements, and then Magnus to refill her gauge, which we don't technically need, but we're doing it. Aerith in the shift form is going to Ardent Prayer for the Fire Imbue and Amplify. Louise is going to Fire Starter, Incapacitate target, Heavy Firepower, and Tactical Armor, I guess. And Arden's going to shift and jump. Okay, we kill next turn. And we see if this was the damage cap that we're looking for. Was Tifa worth the chase? Let's find out. So we're going to shift Ling. I'm going to do all my shifting before I do anything. We're going to shift Louise, because the menus break a lot of times if you try to shift and then use the stuff. We're going to shift Zidane. We're already shifted with you. We're going to shift Tifa. Okay, so for the chaining, we're going to chain Tifa's shifted LB with Aerith's shifted LB. Those two perfect chain together, which is very nice. We're going to shift it LB Aerith. We're going to shift it LB Tifa. We're going to triple Dragon's Bite with Ling to cap. We're going to LB with Louise and Zidane to cap, and we're going to drop with Arden. So we're looking for a 33-point chain, assuming we did everything correctly. So let's try it. Here we okay. Just double checking everything's correct. How's Tifa's attack power? 7855, 8500. Oh, I need Tifa's EX2 so bad. Anyway, let's give it a go. We're gonna do this. Wait for the chain. 33 hits. Okay, we're looking for 10 billion or higher. Fingers crossed. I don't want to do this again. 9.82. OMG. Is that variance? Oh, 9.82. You give me a break here. Come on, bro. Oh, I need EX2 Tifa so bad. Okay, I guess we're gonna run that again and see if variance was the issue. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and run it the exact same clear we just did, no changes at all, and I'll show you again on the kill turn. Yeah, that's very much within reach, but we're gonna try it one more time. So I'll see you in a moment. Alright guys, I ran the fight 2 more times. Both times I was right there on the edge of cap, but I wasn't there yet. So I decided to go and craft a new killer and adjust the team's gear slightly. So strategy didn't change, just the gear changed a little bit. Got a new killer. I'll explain if this works. But let's try to cap again. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Okay, we're looking for 10 billion. Did combining my killers make the difference? Got it. Got it. Perfect score. Oh yeah. Okay. EX1 Zidane, or EX1 Tifa, got us there, and making that new killer was the difference. Oh, Zidane showing up Tifa, but Tifa is EX1, and EX2 is a very big deal for her, and when she gets EX2, for me in 2 weeks probably, she'll be doing way better. But also we're on a fire team. And I could have done a full water team, but I didn't really want to build like a whole new team from scratch when I knew that this team could do it with some small adjustments, even though it's still a fire team. In the future, though, when I'm focusing on Tifa, I'll probably build a full-on water team. But this worked. This did work. We got there. And Arden, damage boost. If you remember the last clear, Arden did something like 1.5, 1.6. I forgot the exact amount. So Arden has more killers now, and that made the difference. That did it. Okay. Let's show the team and explain what just happened. With my rank 1 dark visions. Oh, this bug. Really? Early game. Rank 1. There we go. Okay, so the big change that I made was I went and combined another copy of Universe Eater. For those global exclusive killers we got from the fan events, you can make 2 copies of the final tier or one copy of the final and keep 2 of the mid tier. I've always kept 2 of the mid tier, and I said, if in the future I ever need to combine for 2 copies of the final tier, I'll do it. Well, today I needed it, so today I did it on Galaxy Eater. So now I have, or Universe Eater. So now I have 2 copies of Universe Eater, which capped out Arden's killers from the first run, and it made the difference. Okay, so the team, like I said earlier, the team did not change very much from my very first clear. Ling is just a little bit of auto healing, a little bit of auto buffing, auto mitigation in the base form with her TMR equipped. The whole team has 20 or better fire resist, and then 40 or better earth resist. If they're not getting double mirage on the turn, they shift into the form that doesn't have any earth resist. So yeah, there's Ling, and then shift form, she is again using a double hand build. Her killers went down a little bit from my first clear. She only has 200 killer now because I stole the Ifrit chest for another unit in the team. I was given it to her previously, but yeah, if I had 2 copies, it'd be wonderful, but I don't. So, and then her double hand build, chain cap boost, and I stole the good card from her as well. Now she's using Diverti's card. And yeah, there was Ling. Louise, base form, just some, autofill, LB, etc. 20 fire, 40 or better earth. Shift form, she got, I think, no changes at all. I don't know from my first clear. But, yeah, she has 280 beast killer and maxed LB damage, and she's using her own card, and she did fire support and capped. Zidane, no changes at all, I think, from my original clear. Base form, STMR, a little bit LB fill, resistance is needed. Shift form, pretty classic setup, maxed on everything. I think I shifted the killers around a little bit from my very first clear, but he's still maxed on everything. He's got 300 beast, 300 LB, and as you saw from the damage breakdown, he did the most damage. Zidane showing up Tifa still. EX1 Tifa. No, here's one of the big changes from my first clear. Aerith is now passive provoke evasion in the base form. Because she's evading, she does not need any earth resist in the base form. And she is still using dual cast with Bar Stonera, and she's on Carbuncle for fire resist and reflect. Yeah, so she's passive provoke in the base form. She's got 30 provoke from the Führer's uniform, 50 provoke from the charm, and 20 provoke from Jesse's TMR, and then full evasion as well. And then shift form, she is geared for LB damage. Now, I know she is technically a true double hand unit, but according to Learguard's builder, on the current team with a 25% fist in peril, she does more damage dual wielding. Go figure. That's what the builder told me, and I believe it. Don't forget, you can craft these items from the Chronicle weapon, the Chronicle battle. This is a 50% magical beast killer accessory, only usable by Final Fantasy VII units, but this is a Final Fantasy VII unit, so yeah. Magical beast killer LB damage build. She's a support chainer by tag chaining her LB. As I mentioned, I think earlier, her shifted LB perfect chains with shifted Tifa's LB. Her regular tag chains do not perfect chain with Tifa. So if you're using like Flame Fang to tag, this will not perfect chain with Tifa's LB. unless you've got more chains going on at the same time. But if Tifa and Aerith are going to be the only chainers on your team, you have to use Aerith's shifted LB, which will perfect chain with Tifa's shifted LB. And that was our chain for the party, was a LB on Aerith and an LB on Tifa. I forgot the damage she did. It was overall pretty small. She's not really a damage dealer in her shift form. But she did have 200 Beast and 200 LB damage. So there we go. And she was dual wielding with chain cap increased. Yeah. Avalanche Tifa in the base form was also a passive provoker. So the reason for that, I explained it briefly in the start of the fight, but the reason for that is, let me look at my turn chart here. On turn 2, Tifa has to shift, so she can't be the provoker on turn 2. So on turn 2, Aerith was provoking. And then on turns 8 and 9, Aerith had to shift, and Tifa was not shifted. So therefore, Tifa was provoking on turns 8 and 9. You could have also made Louise the provoker on turns 8 and 9. If you wanted to, she also had a free turn. But, I did it with Tifa. And if you can't gear 2 units for full passive provoke, you can just sacrifice Aerith's damage and make her the passive provoke in both forms, and she's always the provoker. But that means she'll, of course, deal basically 0 damage in her shift form, but she's geared as passive provoke evasion in the shift form as well. So if you can gear 2 different units passive provoke evasion that can take turns provoking depending on what turn it is, you can gear both of their shift forms as full-out glass cannon DPS, and it works better that way. But anyway, she's dual-wielding Durandals for the evasion and provoke, and then Mogul Charm for the other 50. Twin Sword user, so she can do that. Full evasion, a little bit LB fill, and that's pretty much it. Lion Emblem just gave her something to do during off turns. And then a shift form. This is my shift form. It's only EX1. I only have 1 copy of the STMR, so she will get, way better when I get the second STMR and EX2 in a week. Anyway, shift form, no Earth Resist because, like I mentioned, on the turn she shifted, which was only turn 2, to stack her up, we used Mirage, so we didn't need Earth Resist. Double Fist for her own Imperil, Celestite Helm, Infernal Garb. And again, the Final Fantasy VII Chronicle accessories. This gives another source of Beast Killer, and if you're like me and don't have just 22 copies of Irving's STMR, and you need every spec of Beast Killer possible, this is a really good source. It's a decent attack accessory with 50 Beast Killer. And it only works on Final Fantasy VII units. Shift form, full Beast Killer, full LB damage, and then we gave her Ling's card because I don't have her own card. Big sad face. Maxed Beast, maxed LB damage. And then Arden, base form, just resistances, Rallying Cry, the usual. Shift form, here is his gear. And in the very first clear of the video, I did not have a second copy of Universe Eater, and like I said, I went and combined my 2 copies of Galaxy Eater to upgrade them to a second copy of Universe Eater, which brought him from 250 to 300% Beast Killer, and that pushed me over the edge. Yeah, a perfect geared Arden with 800% jump and 300 Beast, and there is his setup. There's the gear, Demon Horn is Beast Killer. I wish I had more Beast Killer. And then resistances, a little bit of Earth, a little bit of Fire. And again, we used Mirage or an 80% Earth Resist on the turn he shifted. And that was the clear. That's everything. I will post an updated turn chart in the comments. There it is. Okay. So I will see you guys. I'll probably do a budget run on the previous 2 bosses later this week at some point. So see you next time.